welcome back to Just One Question. And this is the cool part of my day because I get to interview the following amazing guest, Crystal Washington. She is a CSP, and I just learned what that is. And if I told you, I'd have to kill you. No, she's a certified speaking professional. Did I get that right?
You did.
Cool. All right. Works with organizations that want to leverage technology to increase profits and productivity. And this is the cool part. This is the part that I first noticed about Crystal. She's a technology strategist and certified futurist. Anybody who can explain the future to me is a hero in my book. So what Crystal does, though, is she takes social media, apps, web topics, and makes them easy to understand and sort of make sense out of the future, which is a heroic task. She's worked for Google and Microsoft and GE, and she goes around the world, or she did go around the world speaking as a keynote speaker. Now she presumably does it virtually. So welcome, Crystal. Thanks for being with us on Just One Question. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, Nick. Thank you for having me. I'm basically just staying busy. As you said, I'm not traveling the world speaking right now in a literal sense, but I still have clients around the world. So I'm kind of virtually traveling around the world with my speaking engagements.
Nice. As we all are. Looking forward to the future when we can get back together. But you're just the right person to ask this question. Therefore, since you have a special line to the future, and that is, we've been in this thing now for longer than any of us thought would happen. 10 months at this moment, and we've probably got at least another 6 months to go. Who the heck knows? We're hopeful that we'll get out of lockdown sometime in 2021 and actually get back to having face-to-face meetings of some sort, maybe hybrid face-to-face. Who knows? Anyway, that's your bailiwick. But the point is, we'll be different when we finally do get back together. And my question to you is, how will we be changed? What's this world going to look like, and what are we going to look like, more to the point, when we finally do get back together?
Well, I think there's many ways that we're going to be changed, but we only have a few minutes together, so I'll focus on one, right? Okay. One answer for one question. I think one of the biggest ways that we're going to be changed is our dependence on technology has now upped to an entirely new level. And it's one of those things where I'm not sure we're going to be able to put the genie back into the bottle, because even when people are allowed to travel for meetings, we know through mutual surveys or multiple surveys and different articles that when it comes to, for instance, in-person meetings, we know that men prefer in-person meetings at a larger percentage than women. And much of that has to do with some of our commitments. I don't want to get into gender, differences and how gender roles and what's fair and what's not fair. But what happens when some people say, no, I don't want to go back in person. I need a hybrid model. What happens when these parents, who many of them have had a very hard time with their children who've been in virtual school, but some children have excelled in virtual school. So what happens when the schools go back and the children's grades drop, that percentage that actually does better in a virtual environment, what happens to those children? Are we going to see more children going into homeschooling? What happens to readers? Because people are reading more now, right? And so I'm a big fan of paper books. I have huge shelves over here with tons and tons of books on them. But what happens when more and more people are consuming them electronically than they were even before the pandemic? And so I think no matter what our business model is, we have to prepare for the future of serving cyborgs. And I want to be very specific. I'm not saying humans are turning into androids. Androids are robots that mimic or have human characteristics. We're not becoming androids. Cyborgs are humans that are fitted with technology so that they can accomplish or achieve more. And so the people we're serving, including ourselves, but they're becoming cyborgs. And so how do your services or offerings need to change to accommodate the fact that we're never going to go back to March 2020?
Wow, I'm blown away by that answer. I've got a new way to think about it now. I thought I had I was done just because I went virtual, but I can see I've got a lot more to think about. How do we serve cyborgs? I just love that. I mean, Crystal, the mic drop moment. That is so cool. Thank you so much for being on Just One Question. That has given me food for thought for weeks. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.